Good morning, Greencastle. This is Vince Aguirre from Greencastle City Council, bringing you our City Council agenda for tomorrow, Thursday, February 13th. As always, we call to order, Pledge of Allegiance, and public petitions and comments. We then move on to 7 street closures, setting up our summer festival schedule. We will hear from our department heads, mayor's report, clerk treasurer's report, and councilors' reports. We will approve last month's minutes, review and approve the claims, and then move on to old business. Last month, we tabled a motion to appoint someone to our Commission on Sustainability so we can market that more broadly to the community. If you're interested, let me know, and we can talk about appointing you to the Commission of Sustainability. We'll discuss the Designated Outdoor Refreshment Area, or DORA. This has been in discussion since about July. It is the second reading. If it passes today, it will be implemented this year. It'll create a downtown district with restrictive alcohol rules and regulations, but will allow businesses downtown to sell to-go alcohol, to navigate the street and hit our shops or participate in our downtown festivals. A new business, we have information about parking zones and one-way streets and stop signs that I'll jump into now. As always, the whole packet is below this video on my newsletter, so feel free to dive in. Ordinance 2025-02 will remove parking on Franklin Street between Indianapolis Road and Spring Street on the north side permanently. This was put in place temporarily last year by council because of the construction, but this will be making it a permanent change. Personally, I am not in support of this. Having a buffer between traffic and people on the sidewalk is a big safety concern of mine. I want that buffer. When there's parking on roads, it causes drivers to slow down, and slow drivers save lives. Personally, I won't be supporting this. I suspect it will pass the council on Thursday. So if you have thoughts on this, come on in and share them with us, or email me. Ordinance 2025-03 is regarding Anderson Street. This was a hot topic last week. There are some residents who want Anderson to go back to a one-way all the way. There are some residents who want some kind of two-way traffic, primarily leaving Miller-Asbury and the old school building, being able to pull out of their driveway and get to Bloomington. We had some pretty good, healthy debate on this, and this ordinance brings a compromise to the table. I think this is best shown visually, so I want to explain it using this map. Here we have 231 or Bloomington Street. The compromise will make this stretch from Bloomington to just past the driveway a two-way road with proper signage. Right past the driveway, there will be physical disruptors to pinch the traffic and form a one-way. These physical disruptors are really good for creating pinch points, slowing traffic, and making drivers more aware. This is a good compromise because the people in Anderson are worried about through traffic, speeding traffic, and the safety of those on bike and foot trying to walk into the park. So this will not allow two-way traffic in that direction, and it will pinch any traffic coming in and make them aware that this is not a place I should be driving through or driving fast. The physical barrier is proven to make people think about where they're going. This will be a two-way here. This will be a one-way, proper signage. In addition, there will be painted crosswalks and stop signs on Arlington Street. Here you'll see pedestrian crossing, the stripes, and a stop sign going eastbound. So anyone who came through Anderson will have to stop at Arlington before proceeding. Another means to slow traffic with proper signage of keeping that a one-way. Next, we are amending Ordinance 2000-4 with Ordinance 2025-04. This is adding 4 sets of stop signs around the city. I'll pull up a map to show you. The first stop sign at College and Franklin has been in effect since construction started last year. As far as I know, I don't know anyone who does not like the stop sign. It has felt necessary for a while. Here, you might notice this intersection, PNC, Edward Jones. This photo might be from before the stop signs were added for construction, but it adds a stop sign here and here to make this a 4-way stop. The next is Franklin Street and the Northwood Boulevard or Durham Street. So that's this intersection right here. You see Northwood Boulevard. Behind us is Washington Street. And we added stop signs to stop east-west traffic here on Franklin. Next is Madison Street and Columbia. Madison and Columbia are in the 1st Ward. I'll zoom in here. Here is the intersection. I'm not sure who brought this to the table, what the reasons are. Generally, I'm in support of stop signs, which will slow and stop traffic. Here's the intersection, and I'm assuming there's been some problems there. I vaguely recall someone from this part of town coming in last month. I'm wondering if maybe they had suggested this, but we'll talk about it on Thursday and see what the council thinks. The last one is on DePauw's campus on Hannah Street between Locust and Indiana Street. A few years back, DePauw shut down College Street on the south side of Hannah. Even further back, they shut down the north side. I'm guessing this is a change maybe suggested by DePauw or maybe brought to DePauw by the city to add a stop sign where right now there's just a pedestrian yield sign. I want to give you a visualization of where that's at. We're between Locust and Indiana Street. Right now it looks like this. There's pedestrian yield and some rumble strips you can't quite see, but there is not a stop sign. To take you back in time, some of you might remember it looking more like this. There was a road and a stop sign. As someone who does walk, cycle, run, and even drive through that intersection quite often, sometimes it does seem like a game of Frogger. Students expect cars to stop as they should, but sometimes cars don't notice it, and it can get a little chaotic. So I am just going to assume that whoever is requesting this is asking for it for safety. And we'll talk through that on Thursday and see where it goes. Ordinance 2025-01 amends our downtown parking limits. I'm really curious to hear more about the thought process behind this. I know last year with the construction directly downtown, and I guess this year will be directly downtown for a little while, we wanted to give people more time to shop and visit our downtown businesses. I know that the senior center also had some concerns about parking. Personally, I have a lot of questions about this one. I want to find ways to accommodate our senior visitors and make sure people can support our downtown businesses, but I'm not quite sure that 3-hour parking is the way to go. A lot of research shows that limiting parking times is actually more effective at supporting downtown businesses, maybe even giving exceptions to seniors or those with disabled license plates could also be effective. The last thing I want is courthouse workers taking up parking for hours when there could be parking used for people visiting our downtown businesses who need our support. We'll talk through this and see where this goes. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave a comment below, share this with a friend, subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you Thursday at City Council.